Hey Counter Slammers, welcome to another model review. This week we are going to show you a model that I got at GenCon. So it's only been released for a day, I think now, and it's Epic Absylonia, daughter of Everblight, and she's an amazing caster, and I'll get into why here in a little bit. But let's go into her stats and her spells and her feats, and let's show you my paint scheme. I went with less traditional. I don't usually paint my guys blue. I usually do the red. I call the fire and gold scheme, and so you guys can take a look at that. But anyway, let's take a look at her stats. So she has a speed 7, strength 8, mat 7, rat 6, which she doesn't really have any range attack. So defense 15, armor 16, command 8. She's still an abomination, so you got to be careful with what models you put nearby her, because it's not fearless. It has to make a terror check, which kind of sucks sometimes. She has 3 attacks. She has 2 claws, power strength 14, and a stinger, her tail basically, which is a power strength of 12. She is still a Fury 6. I was hoping she'd be a Fury 7 with the upgrade, but alas, she is not. And she has 18 hitboxes and 5 War Beast points. I was kind of hoping that she would have reach on her attacks, mainly because of what they had said in her description, that she no longer had the ability to buy those particular things, that she would automatically have them built into her. But it looks like the only thing they gave her was the flight right off the bat. So you can see she has flight with those giant wings on her back. She has energy siphon with her tail. It means when she strikes an enemy that has a focus or fury on them, that she can leech 1 point off of those models, which she of course use those to boost damage, or she can use those to continue buying attacks with her tail and keep taking those things off. With the mat 7, she tends to hit pretty reliably. And she does have conferred rage, which was one of those things that we weren't sure if she was going to have right off the bat. That was kind of speculation up until recently, and she does have it. What that means is that war beasts in her control area, which is 12 inches, can charge or do power attacks without being forced. So you get those extra fury points to be able to buy more attacks, boost a hit, whatever you want to do. And she has, when she destroys an enemy model, basically all of her beasts get +2 speed and mat, so for 1 turn. So that's really helpful in with some of her spells, because it means she's definitely going to want to get into the thick of things, but she has ways to protect herself as well as make her beasts even more effective. And we'll look at her feat too. It's pretty amazing. So she has 4 spells, 4 brand new spells. She has never had any of these before, and they're all quite a bit different. She has Fortify, which for 2, it's her only upkeep spell. It says target war beast in this model's battle group gains +2 armor. The affected model and any friendly models base to base with it cannot be knocked down, pushed, or moved by a slam. So it basically makes things immovable, which is really nice. Whether you do her or other models that are based with the war beast that has that on him, you can get a Carnivian up to armor 22 with spiny growth and everything, which is really solid. She doesn't have the ability to upkeep spells for free, so you may have to spend a couple points and take a succubus with her, which is kind of a small price to pay, I guess. But with only having 1 upkeep spell this time, makes things a little different. I thought she might have a couple of new spells that she had from before, like Playing God, or I can't remember the one where you put the AoE into play and models can't be forced or put focus, can't be allocated focus. That was always a really cool spell too, but she doesn't have those spells anymore. She does have Psychosurgery, which is the cephalic spell. It costs 2, and basically her and the models in her battle group heal D3 +1 points of damage. Super solid spell, and so it actually makes it really nice to take things even like, say, the Stinger, who when it stabs something with poison gets the extra dice for damage, but it has to lose its body aspect, so it loses all the hit points in its body. She can use this spell after those models have activated to heal them back up so they get their bodies back, which is kind of cool. So it makes the Stingers worth taking. Just saying. She has Return Fire, and it costs 1, and it's not an upkeep spell, so you can put this on multiple beasts. It says, when target friendly faction model is targeted by an enemy ranged attack. After the attack is resolved, the affected model can make one normal melee or ranged attack, then returning fire expires. Returning fire lasts for 1 round. Now, this can affect infantry models, not just beasts. I'm sorry, I just said beasts a little while ago, but you can put this on anything. So anything you think might be kind of cool to engage. You might even think, say, like Fiona the Lash, throw that on her, and if she gets targeted by a ranged attack and it misses, she has evasive, so she can move 2 inches, and then she can make a melee attack, which is... I think since it's not technically during her activation, it's only she only has reach, but still, you grab a model, you can throw it and do some collateral damage. Kind of a cool little ability. Or you throw it on a Ravagore, or your Archangel gets shot, and then they get to turn around and shoot something in return. It also works for the like I said, melee attacks too. So maybe Proteus might be good for dragging something to you or away from you. She has her last spell, interesting enough, is Teleport. So now she can attack something, kill it, and do her Conferred Rage activated, given everything +2 speed and mat. Then you can pop her feats, and you can teleport her away, and she can be safe from harm. What is her feat, you ask? Well, it's called Metamorphose, and it says models in Abyslonia's battle group, including herself, that are currently in her control area gain +2 strength, flight, and their melee weapons gain reach. So basically, like her abilities that she could purchase on her prime version, she gives to herself and all her beasts, including the lessers, for 1 round. So it actually is still active during your opponent's turn, so remember that in the terms of free strikes and things like that. So you can turn Shredders into crazy missiles with POW 12s. You got Harriers that can benefit from the strength bonus. You have the Carnivians getting flight and reach on all their weapons, +2 strength. Yeah, you can't go wrong with any of that mess. Scythians become much more effective. I mean, everything under the sun just becomes much more devastating. I took out a Bronzeback yesterday with a Carnivian under her feet with only spending 1 Fury because it charged for free. Got all its base attacks, bought 1 attack, and it was dead by the time I spent 1 Fury. Scythian took out a Tiberion with no problem. So again, very, very cool feat, very devastating. She very much wants to take nothing but beasts. You could take some infantry with her, but she's not really designed to support infantry. She can help the solos out with the returning fire. She can help other models too, but she is amazing by herself, and you got to keep her a little bit safe because she does have to engage her, something, and you definitely, if you get the alpha strike with the feet turn, got to help your opponents because it sucks to beat them. It's almost, I would say it's about as devastating as Rise's feat when you get it going. It's pretty sick. I won my first game with her against the Rhino Xerxes, not for lack of trying for my opponent. His dice just failed him at the end, but I was able to do quite a bit of damage with her and her feet turn. I managed to wipe out, like I said, Tiberion and Bronzeback in 1 turn with 2 of my beasts, and just super solid. Makes all of our beasts shine like never before, and you can only hope that with what's coming out, the rest of Exigence, that she can only become even better. So if you got a chance to use her yet, or you guys have any ideas on models that might shine with her, feel free to comment in the section below. I think you're going to start seeing her in tournaments, and I think you're going to start seeing her with a lot of the character beasts. Typhon and Proteus both will shine a lot with her, and with the drag option with Proteus, and the ability to snack and all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, you got Typhon with reach finally, with her feet. Oh my gosh. Yeah, pretty good. POW 19 attacks with all its heads with reach. You can get 3 attacks and buy 4 more. Yeah, it's all about that mess. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. We'll look forward to sharing with you guys more models that we picked up from GenCon. I know all of us picked up the casters, so we can start doing some reviews for those. I know we're going to play them a lot here during GenCon, so we'll have something to talk about for the show. And we will see you guys on the next episode of Counterslam or on the next model review.